coming in hot, Chitchy. What's going on, dude?
Coming in hot. MLB Network's still there, hanging out with BK this whole week, dude. How's it been hanging with BK in his cowboy boots?
Dude, BK's the best, dude. I had a great time. I've had a great time this week. We got one more go today, which will be fun. We got a lot of guests on too. We got Dana Brown coming on from the Astros. Millar's on there. Rick Pitino and John Franco on. I guess something with St. John's, and I think BK went to St. John's. He was today. He's talking all about Chris Mullin. Those are the days, 81 to 85. Yeah.
My dad went to St. John's too. That was a huge deal in my family.
Dude, when Chris Mullin was lighting it up, that if you went to St. John's, you were like the hot ticket in the country.
Yeah, that was it. That was bigger than the Knicks back
Where
then.
is St. John's?
St. John's, it's in Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
Jamaica be crazy. It's they've built that place up for. It's a really cool school. Everything. Great baseball too. They have good baseball there too.
Do they? Oh, yeah. John Franco. Did Frank Viola go there?
John Franco and Frank Viola. That's the magical game. Yeah. Yale versus St. John's. They say is the greatest college baseball pitching matchup of all time. Ron Darling and
Viola.
Frank Viola. They pitched one pitched 9 innings, one pitched 10 shutouts.
So cool.
Great.
So great.
Dude, craziest thing in the history of the world happened yesterday. Of all the, you live in the Pittsburgh area. I live on Long Island. My wife Jess is in Manhattan yesterday for a meeting randomly, down in a Bowery, extra randomly. She's walking out of a parking garage, and who is in a car right there?
Dude, Sarah. My wife pulls in. Dude, I went to because we were meeting Carly for lunch. We went to the parking garage afterward. When I tell you it's the smallest parking garage in maybe New York, do you know how big New York is? In this side thing, Jess is walking up as Sarah's pulling down. It's like, no way, dude, no way. Like we're talking about needle haystack miracle, you know?
The odds are like, I was trying to think of how to calculate the odds. I don't think you can. Of all the places in Manhattan, let alone. Plus, you guys here this week, it was just unbelievable.
At the exact time, dude. It was like 1:17 or something. It wasn't like
so
hey,
weird.
8 o'clock or, you know.
So cool.
It was incredible. Anyway. It just reminded me really quick. It reminded me of it was like game 3 of the World Series last year when we were coming into Yankee Stadium and you guys were coming at the same time at the same gate in the corner. It was so random.
55,000 people. We see each other.
We're connected. We're connected now, bro. Our energies are connected. The Pinchamitos and Casey's.
It's
Italian
really
Irish connection.
nice. What do we got? Got a lot going on in the big leagues. Major injuries going on in San Diego. The Padres are 7-0 at home. They're killing it. Jackson Merrill went to the IL, and then last night Tatis shoulder soreness. He doesn't know how he's going to feel this morning. But dude, your shoulder hitting trouble.
Yeah,
scary.
Shoulders are never good. Tatis, hearing that name out of the lineup is never good, especially after Jackson Merrill goes down with the hamstring. So, you know, the good thing about the Padres, I think they're deep enough to weather storms like that. You can't weather too many of them, but they have enough star power to kind of grind through that. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully Tatis is okay.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. The Dodgers, Freddie Freeman's banged up too. It's pretty easy to get hurt early in the season, isn't it?
Dude, there's something about I can't tell you how many times early in the season I would get hurt for whatever reason. It's so I broke my back early in the season. I tore all the cartilage in my wrist early in the season. I broke my thumb day before opening day. Incredible. Like I can look back. I even got not superstitious, but I remember telling Bob Boone at the end of one of the spring trainings, I believe in like 2003, I said, hey, can I just take the next 4 days off? Like there was 4 games to go in spring training. I was like, I don't even want to play. I'm ready. Yeah. I don't want to get hurt. I get hurt like, you know, at the beginning of the season, you know, another one, orbital fracture 3 days into the year in '98. I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many times at the beginning of the season I get banged up. Like, what the heck?
That's terrible. Now, there are guys coming out there and playing very well. You have your eye on a guy whose dad was a former big league player. Jacob Wilson for the A's is impressing Sean Casey. What do you like?
First off, I did a story on him out of Grand Canyon College out there in Arizona. Great kid, dude. This kid rakes. He's like the AL version of Luis Arai. Look at his numbers, dude. But first off, he's hitting 400. This guy's going to hit over. This guy's going to be, I really believe it's going to be a career 300 hitter. I believe there's more in the tank. Power-wise, I think he's going to, you know, if you look at him, he's open, he's kind of twitchy, and he puts the bat on the ball. I mean, we talk about elite eye-hand coordination. I mean, he could be a ping pong champion of the world. I actually believe that. It's how legit his bat-to-ball skills are. I like to call. There's a new metric I like to put out there: the ABA, the awesome barrel accuracy. He has incredible ABA, awesome barrel accuracy. Okay.
Nice.
That's one thing with Jacob Wilson. Dude, he's hitting 400, 1,000 OPS. He's a doubles machine, and he's got 2 bombs. Now, he's not a big home run guy. Like I said, his comp is to arise. This guy does not strike out, and he doesn't walk. I believe he has almost over 50 plate appearances. He has 2 strikeouts, 2,
Correct.
0 walks. So he's going to put the ball in play, but he's not punching out either. And dude, it's such a great compliment there with Rooker in that lineup, and Butler in that lineup. You know, they Langoliers, Blade. They got some bangers, and they got some guys that can bang in that lineup. But to have a guy like Jacob Wilson do that's not going to punch out, he's going to put the ball in play. He's going to move. Yesterday he had a 2-out single to the left side. You know, just a great baseball. And dude, he can pick it. I played with his dad Jack in Pittsburgh. Played against Jack our whole careers, dude. First off, Jack was a pretty good hitter too. He had 200 hits one season. I believe in 2004 he had 200 hits, and he could absolutely pick. Was one of the best shortstops the game's ever seen. I really believe he was that good. But Jacob, his son, can pick it also at short, and also he could swing it, dude. He could swing it. So the one thing about when you look at a guy like this, Chinch, you go, oh well, he's just a singles guy. No, I believe his bat to ball's so elite that he's going to learn how to start getting the ball out front a little bit, or he's going to learn to take a shot 3-1, 2-0, or he's going to learn to, first pitch heater, take a rip, maybe put a little bit more into it. You start to learn that about yourself, that power stroke. I really believe there's more in there. And this kid, I believe this kid's name is going to be a household name here soon. Jacob Wilson, great pedigree lineage with his dad, Jack Wilson, but this kid, great kid too. Like I said, I did a one-on-one with him right before the draft when he was the first round pick, early first round pick. I think he was like the 7th pick or the 4th pick. And the reason he was because he rakes.
Nice. And by the way, you mentioned the power thing. You go back, I think like probably one of the biggest stories of a guy who wasn't a power guy who became a power guy was Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly in the minors was an average hitter. When I say average, I mean he had average. Gets to the big leagues and kind of figured it out. The second point about this is, dude, if your first 50 at bats in Major League Baseball, correct me if I'm wrong, if you've only struck out twice there, you are not going to strike out in the big leagues. 50, you had never played professional baseball against the greatest in a game. And to only strike out twice, I feel like you would fall into like 5 or 6 strikeouts in the first month.
It's incredible. It's incredible. He had a little bit of time last year. Came up in September, got a little bit of time in, but you're right, dude. And nowadays, there was, this guy, everyone's punching out 200 times. Well, not Jacob Wilson. He's not punching out 200 times. And this is the kind of guy people are craving, this bat-to-ball skills. Remember I said the ABA stat that I just made up, awesome barrel accuracy? This guy's got awesome barrel accuracy.
I love it. We got to patent that so you don't get lost in it. Another team, you said he came out of Arizona Diamondbacks, okay? They're 6-6 to start the season. Question for you, because 2 years ago we saw it. They were elite, and they rode a wave all the way to the end of the season, almost won a World Series. Last year, horrific start. Then they started being the D-backs, but it was too little too late. Right now, they're sitting at 6-6. Who are the D-backs in 2025?
They're a good team, dude. They're really good, especially with the addition of Corbin Burns and Josh Naylor. Naylor's going to hit you 25, 30 bombs. And also Corbin Carroll, dude. Corbin Carroll's back. If you go back to his second half last year, like, here he comes. Started getting the power back. First half, I was worried. I think everybody in baseball was like, what happened to Corbin Carroll? Is his shoulder? Is he, is he hurt? He didn't have a good year before. This guy's back, dude. He's catching the ball out front. He's elevating the ball. He's a guy that can change the game on the bases defensively. So, dude, and also, dude, Torey Lovullo got ejected last night by Laz Diaz. I don't know if you saw that. It was I guess Laz Diaz threw Merrill Kelly out of the game, and then Lovullo came over because it was a play where Tyler O'Neill no doubt went, and Laz Diaz said he didn't, and then Lovullo got ejected. But it was great, dude. I love Torey Lovullo. Yeah. But yeah, dude, the Diamondbacks are real, and that NL West is going to be wide open.
Yeah, dude, they are.
Well, it's going to be wide open. I'm just saying, not wide open. The Dodgers are going to win it, but the Padres, there's some good teams. There's some good teams in the West. I think the Dodgers are going to win it, but
there are some good teams. Yeah, dude, Dodgers have 26 home runs. The next highest National League team is 18 with the Chicago Cubs, and those teams they played 2 extra games, both of them. But jeez. Anyway, all right. So BK today. Tomorrow we're on in Ohio. We're on TV in Ohio.
Oh yeah, tomorrow, dude. That's right. We're on that. Is it FanDuel? FanDuel Network. All right, cool, man. I love that. I love that we're doing that, and it's gonna be great. And I'll be back in the mayor's office tomorrow. I'll be back home for the show tomorrow, and then off to Louisville, dude. I'm going to I got a volleyball tournament this weekend. Yeah, it's me.
Nice. They're probably going to try to recruit you to try to counter Marucci, man. The Marucci back company's dominating. You're going to Louisville, Florida.
Domination, exactly. Domination. All right, man. They get you. Have a great rest of the day. Everyone out there, love you. Appreciate you guys listening. Subscribe, download. Doesn't cost anything. And join up for Breakthrough Pro August 27th. It's going to be a special one. Let's get it done. Okay, man. See you, buddy.